Hey guys, how are you doing? Good morning. I'm here in the Elgin Theater again for ESCOBAR. I'm so tired. It's like film festival fatigue is starting to set in, but I am very much looking forward to this. This should be very, very good. Looking forward to Benicio del Toro anyway. I'm sure he's going to do a great job playing Pablo. Hey, check it out. I'm wearing my Spider today and my Calvin Klein. Yeah, I'm very fashionable today.
So many people, not that I can really see you, skipping work today or missing school to see this film. My name is Carrie Craddock. I'm the Director of Programming for the festival, and you're about to see a wonderful film, Andrea Stefano's ESCOBAR Paradise Lost, which had its Canadian premiere last night in Roy Thompson Hall. We're very fortunate to have Andrea Stefano here for an intro, and he will come back with Josh Hutcherson for a Q&A after the screening. Before I bring him out, just a few reminders and thanks from me. We are pleased to present this film at the Visa Screening Room in the beautiful and historic Elgin Theatre. We thank Visa Canada for making that possible. By now, you know that this film must be eligible for our Girl People's Choice Award. You can vote for as many films as you'd like. There's two ways you can vote. You can enter your ticket number at tiff.net/vote or simply drop your ticket stub in a ballot box as you leave the cinema. I'd like to thank VBS Films, Radius at the Weinstein Company, and Pathé International for providing us with this film today, so thank you to them. What impressed me most about ESCOBAR Paradise Lost when I first saw it was Andrea's ability to tell two stories, one of a young traveler in search of a different way of life, and the other of a legend's crumbling empire, with the perfect balance of wonder and tension, and it's his first feature to boot. Benicio del Toro and Josh Hutcherson are perfectly cast as opposites that attract here, and Claudia Trezak is a beautiful discovery. Can't wait for you to be enraptured by this drama as I was. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming to the stage the director of ESCOBAR Paradise Lost, Andrea Stefano.
I can't even express my emotions. I fought 5 years to make this film like a lion every day, and to present it here is just really a dream come true. I was looking at the queue outside, and only in Toronto you feel this love for cinema. This is a movie about Pablo Escobar, a drug lord, facing a Canadian surfer. So I'll let you decide. Thanks a lot for being here, really from my heart. Thank you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my TIFF 2014 reviews. I'm going to be reviewing ESCOBAR Paradise Lost, which I saw this morning. And you know, this movie was really, really a pleasant surprise for me. I knew I was going to enjoy Benicio del Toro because I've always liked him. He's one of my, I just think he's so sexy and such a cool actor and a great actor. And he was just fantastic in this movie. He was wonderful. But I was kind of afraid that it was going to be one of these, like, you know, big kind of Hollywood things, and it was kind of going to be subpar. Not the case at all. This was a really, really good film, even though it was by first-time director Andrea Stefano. And his, Benicio's co-star in this movie was Josh Hutcherson, who was in the Hunger Games. He was the, I think was that her name? Katniss? Yeah, Katniss. Her love interest in those movies. And, he was in this alongside him. And he was really good too. I enjoyed him. This movie is kind of loosely based on a true story about this guy, Nick, who's a Canadian. He comes to Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, with his brother. I guess to get away, you know, just like kind of live a different life. They live the surfer lifestyle, and they're living on the beach, and they're having a great time. And then one day he sees this really pretty Colombian girl, and of course, you know, he goes over to her, says hello. They strike up a conversation, and then he finds out that eventually she tells him that her uncle is Pablo Escobar, who's like a big, big deal in Medellin, Colombia. His poster is up on the like on a billboard in the town square, and everybody loves him supposedly. I think he was a senator. I think it's somewhere in the movie it mentioned he was a senator, but everybody knows he was this major, major drug lord, and but you know. It's funny, like, Benicio del Toro played him just so perfectly. He was, like, so perfectly cast in this movie, and when the director came out and did the Q&A, somebody asked him how Benicio del Toro got involved, and he said when he was casting the movie, he was just his first choice right off the bat. And yeah, I mean, he was just perfect. He was just perfect in this role. But, you know, when the movie starts out, we see him praying. This is Pablo Escobar. He's praying. You know, he surrounded himself with religious, you know, with crosses everywhere. You know, I guess, thought of himself as this very, very religious man, and, you know, helped out the poor in the town of Medellin. But of course, you know, he's a drug lord. This guy, you know, he's like murdering people. He's, you know, laundering money. You know, he's this huge crime lord. But anyway, so, when the movie starts off, this young Canadian guy meets this girl who is his Pablo Escobar's niece, who, you know, really, I can't wait to introduce you to my uncle, you know, he's gonna love you, and blah, blah, blah. So she takes him to his, like, you know, huge, incredible hacienda in the mountains, this gorgeous place, like, and you see, like, these, you know, mountains shrouded in mist in the background, you know, big pool, you know, there's a party going on, it's his birthday, and there's, like, you know, 1,000 guests, you know, your typical, you know, kind of like, you know, drug lord, you know, pad, you know, and he's playing in the pool with his kids, and she brings him over to introduce him, and that's how they meet and everything. So, the movie is basically about, you know, him kind of, this young guy, Nick, being drawn into Escobar's world, and he gives him a job on the hacienda, and, you know, things happen, you know, before he had met Escobar, he had had a run-in, him and his brother had had a run-in with these locals who were giving them a hard time, and one of them set their dog on him to attack him, and Escobar sees his leg one day and says, "Hey, what happened to your leg?" And he said, "Oh, you know, I got attacked by a dog." "Oh, how'd that happen?" So he mentioned all these guys were giving us a bit of trouble, and and it was kind of funny because immediately after that, he takes out his pen and, you know, writes on his hand, so you know that he's going to deal with the situation, Mr. Pablo. But anyway, it was just like, you know, I don't want to go into every single detail of the plot and everything. It was just really, really entertaining, really, really well acted, really great story. I just really, really enjoyed this movie. Most of all, I enjoyed Benicio del Toro. I just thought he was so much fun to watch. He was so much fun to watch. Like, he just played this role so well. You know, he was so believable and so watchable and so entertaining in this role. My favorite line at the very end of the movie, he made a deal with the government. I guess I guess eventually the government had to arrest him, because his crimes were just too blatant to be ignored, and I guess they had to, like, show they were doing something. So he made a deal with the government to go to jail for a while. And so, he's, just before he's getting in the helicopter or whatever to go to jail, you know, he has to meet with this priest, and the priest says, you know, do you want me to give you, you know, my blessing, before you go inside? And he's like, yeah. So, you know, he prays with him, and, you know, does the cross on his forehead and all that stuff. And then, he says, well, I'll be praying for you, and, you know, I'll pray to the Almighty on your behalf. And so my favorite scene from this was when, Escobar says, well, you know, the Almighty's been, you know, kind of lax lately, so when you talk to him, tell him for me that I've got my, like, telescope, and I'll be, like, keeping an eye on him, and hopefully he does the right thing. So, I mean, he's even threatening God, you know? I mean, this guy was something else. But yeah, you know, like, I don't want to give away everything that happens because, you know, this guy Nick, like I said, gets drawn into his world, and then things happen, and of course, you know, like, he's on the run himself and stuff, and everything, and it should be seen. It should be seen and be enjoyed, so I don't want to spoil it for you, but definitely, if you're like, a Benicio del Toro fan, I highly recommend this movie. You will not be disappointed. He's great. He makes the movie. He really does make the movie. Even though, like I said, his co-star was good. He was really respectably good. Yeah, and the relationship between him and the young girl, his niece, was really it was really sweet, really cute and charming and believable. I really liked her too. She's really pretty girl. You know, it was, you know, a nice, you know, cute little relationship. You couldn't help but root for them, you know, and so yeah, but even if you're not a Benicio del Toro fan or don't know who he is, this would be a great introduction to him, and you will become a fast fan, or, you know, just go for the movie. It's just a good movie in itself. It's really good. Definitely worth going to see. 2 major thumbs up. This guy, you know, first-time director, did a great job. A great first film. Awesome. Bravo. So I really enjoyed this, and I'm recommending it to all of you. Okay, so I will be back with my next review. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.